listening to Cowboy Logic with Jason Forby, a message of grace and hope.
All right, everybody's good? Yeah, all right. I think power will be released this morning. Our hearts will become free, and when our hearts become free, grace flows. Good? All right, well, let me just read you some here. This is, we've read it over and over and over and over, but I'll just read it again. This is Proverbs 4:20 through 23. I'll tell you what, I'm going to read it in the Good News translation. You ever heard of the Good News translation? It says this: "My child, pay attention to what I say. Listen to my words. Never let them get away from you. Remember them and keep them in your heart. They will give life and health to anyone who understands them." I like that. Understands them. Be careful how you think. Your life is shaped by your thoughts. It's in your Bible. Our familiar translation would say, guard your heart above all else, because out of it flow the issues of life, right? This is the verse. Good News translation says, be careful how you think. Your life is shaped by your thoughts. Matthew 18:19 says this: "Again I say to you," this is Jesus, "that if two of you agree on earth about anything that they may ask, it shall be done for them by my Father who is in heaven." Got it? Two of you agree. And so I know the typical way of thinking about that would be that if me and Kendall, we agreed on something in prayer and we come together on that thing, then God would answer our prayers, right? Now, I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm not saying that that's a powerful thing as well. But I also think that maybe it means two of you. Like we're three parts, right? We're body, soul, and spirit. I also think that Jesus might be referring to if there's agreement in you. If you have agreement within yourself, like, do you know that your head and your heart can disagree? Come on, is anybody here? Anybody ever had your head and your heart disagreeing and arguing with itself? And so it's like, man, in that place, in that place you'll have disagreement, kind of, and so that thing is what I want to talk about a little. That thing's what I want to have realization happen. And when we realize that we've had that thing happening, then the power of that thing is released and it's removed, and then grace can flow, right? Because it's important, the state of our heart, is it not? I mean, we read it, Proverbs 4 is saying, look, the state of your heart is really responsible for the way things are going in life. The state of your heart is responsible, Jason's version. The state of your heart is responsible for the way things are going in your life. Good News said, be careful how you think. Your life is shaped by your thoughts. You got it? So I think you guys know we believe around here in miracles. We just heard Stacy tell about a miracle that happened in his life. A miracle be something that's not normally natural, the way things go. It's like something happened that's not explainable, or it doesn't go according to the society's natural way of things, right? I mean, and Stacy's even in the medical field. People don't just go from having broken back for years of pain to all of a sudden, boom, one instance, one touch, and all of a sudden healed and no longer have any back pain. How awesome is that? I love that. I want more of that. We believe in miracles around here. We go for miracles around here. We are learning to live a miracle lifestyle around here. It's what we've come to know and expect. And so the thing about living life expecting miracles is put yourself out there in a place that if you don't believe in any miracles, then you really don't have any options, and there's no possibility for the place of, you ever wonder why I've heard it said, like over in Africa or in the bush somewhere, they always have more miracles, right? Anybody ever thought that or wondered that? It's like people can go to Africa and people like crazy miracles, like 1 million people and blind eyes are opened and deaf ears hear, and people that have been paralyzed their whole life just get up and run. Like that stuff is happening. And so one guy, he's down there, and there's a pastor, I don't forget where it was exactly, but one of those places, and the guy says, why is it you guys see so much more miracles than we do in, let's say, America, And he says, oh, that's easy. Here, we don't have options. You have faith or die. So what happens is options is not always our friend. I mean, it is, but you get what I'm saying. Sometimes when you have options, now there's the potential for us to have a little, you get what I'm saying? And so there's this thing where we can believe for miracles, and if you're almost in a place of there's potential to have a little conundrum. So if you don't believe in a miracle at all, and you really don't have any options, you're not in a conundrum. You're just at the mercy of whatever, I guess. But the minute you move into the place of, you know what, hey, I know it's the will of God for me to be healed. I need a miracle. I'm going to believe for a miracle. Miracles are there for the taking. And so now all of a sudden you move into the place of, okay, now I might be a little bit torn, or now there's more options, so now I might be in a conundrum. Right? You got it? I'm kind of learning this, the state of our hearts. And so you guys know us, we have a gym and we like working out and we're into health. I like to be healthy. I believe that it's the will of God for us to be healthy. It's like a challenge for me. I need goals, right, to shoot at. And so for me, it's a goal. I want to be as healthy as possible. I'm going to live a long time. I'm going to not be old. I'm just going to be younger and stronger. And you don't believe me yet, but you will when I'm 100 and I still look like this, all right? I just like it. It's a challenge for me. And so we're always doing something active, and I just like it. It's not that I think all my faith is in that, but I like it. I feel better when I eat better. And, and so anyway, always trying crazy stuff, and like I might go a month and eat nothing but meat or crazy stuff. I'm not saying you have to do that or any of that. I'm just saying that we're just crazy. And so I was in one of these deals where I was kind of being specific about what I was eating and all this stuff. And here Emma comes along in there, and Emma's got one of these cinnamon raisin English muffin. Now I know you guys don't think that I look like an English muffin kind of a guy, but she had that thing in there in that toaster, and cinnamon raisin thing, and it comes out of there, and it's like not a smooth bread, it's lumpy like, and those lumpies get kind of toasty, and then she's spreading that butter on there, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is. And so at the time I was thinking, I'm not eating bread right now and stuff. And, I was thinking, oh man, but that thing smells so good. I think I want that. And so, now I'm in a conundrum, right? Now you think so. I'm like, well, I'm just going to eat me one of them, I know where my faith lies, right? But because I've been access to so much information nowadays, right? You have so much access right here on your side to every bit of information there is, and you can watch experts. They all have experts have their videos out there, and you can find one expert, and this expert will have so much evidence saying, well, okay, we've decided that coffee's bad for you. You need to quit drinking coffee, right? And then they'll have suggested videos right underneath there, right? Well, the next video is another expert, and this expert has all the evidence that says coffee's good for you. Come on, you see the conundrum? So I'm kind of a gullible type person. I'm hungry for info, and I'll believe anything that anybody says, especially if they have some kind of evidence. And so whatever the last video I've watched, is what I'm believing at the time, right? So this like 1 minute, eggs are bad for you. Next week, now, okay, new study, eggs are good for you. It's like, which is it? Come on, somebody agree and somebody decide. And it's like, okay, which is it? I'll tell you whichever it is. It's the one you believe. So here I am, I'm in this conundrum, right? It's like the state of my heart's what I'm talking about. So here, me and Emma are both eating. I'm getting hungry now, thinking about cinnamon raisin English muffin with melted butter all over it, right? Emma's eating that thing. I'm eating that thing. Butter. Man, that thing's so good. But here's the deal. We're both experiencing this very exact same experience. But her heart's free. And mine's in a conundrum. Come on, you with me? You see what I'm saying? Who's in trouble? Who's going to be negatively affected by something that's having zero effect on someone else? Come on, are you with me? The state of your heart is what I'm talking about. The power of what we believe is what I'm talking about. So I'm saying the state of our heart is what is producing things in our life. And so what I'm telling you is, now that we have all these options and now that we have access to a miracle, the things that we hear and whatever video evidence, suggested video evidence, all that stuff. Okay, I watched some video that said it's good for you that if you just eat meat. It's good for you. It's healthier for you if you don't eat cinnamon raisin English muffins. Come on, because I watched that, a seed was planted in me to now that I've got this conflict happening. Emma's just over there enjoying her cinnamon raisin thing, and I mean her heart's free and grace is flowing. What I mean by grace is flowing, that thing has zero power to decide if it's healthy or if it's not healthy. It has zero influence on Emma's life and health because she did not allow that idea to be planted. Come on, now I'm not saying don't have ideas planted. We have access to more information there is. I'm just talking about, okay, from this morning on, we're going to have a realization of the things that we've heard and get rid of the conundrum. No more conflict in the thing. You got it? What am I talking about? I'm talking about that it's okay. It's okay. Like, you want to have an English muffin with cinnamon and raisins on it? I know there'll be 10 studies that say you shouldn't. There's 12 that say you should. The state of your heart will decide. The state of your heart will decide. Now look, I'm not just talking about cinnamon and raisins. I'm talking about the options that we have now. As in, like, around here we believe in miracles. So if you hear about somebody's back just getting miraculously healed, just like that, and you participate in that kind of a society and that kind of a people, if you're not careful, all of a sudden you have a back thing that you haven't quite got over yet, and the next thing you know, you needed some relief for what society has said, and you run off to the doctor, and now you're letting the doctor do this, and then all of a sudden you're comparing your story to someone else's story, and the next thing you know, you have a little conflict. Come on, I'm taking this for Ivy this morning. Is it wrong to go to the doctor, or is it right to go to the doctor? My opinion of that is irrelevant. It's what are you okay with? Come on, you got it? If you see what I'm saying? I'm saying that, okay, we have this issue, whatever the issue is, we believe in miracles. And so, I'm not seem to be getting this miracle as fast as I want to, so I'm running off to the doctor and doing all this and getting medicine and tests and whatever else. If you're not careful, your own heart will be in conflict because you believe in the miracle, but you're going this route, and the next thing you know, grace is not necessarily flowing because we're at conflict within ourselves. I'm just here today to say, hey, let's have some realization and say, you know what? Hey, No more conflict. It's okay. It's okay. Let it be okay. Whatever option you choose, great. Let it be okay. Believe in don't eat the muffin and then live guilty about it. Just because someone else got healed without going to the doctor, don't let running off to the doctor produce guilt and disappointment and comparison and all that, to where that thing is conflict inside of our heart, and now you got this thing that's producing in our life, and we're in conflict, and we're feeling guilty, and we're hindering from grace to flow. Come on, you got it? I'm just saying, hey, let's say this. Hey, I could get you a whole bunch of scriptures. Paul would say, hey, for him to think that it's good to do good, it's good. If for him to think that it's bad, if you eat meat and meat's fine with you, then eat meat. If you think it's not fine, then don't eat meat. But come on, it's in there. Another place he would say, I want to do good, but I don't do good. And then when I do good, I don't want to do good. It's like, what's this turmoil going on inside of me? Thank God for his grace. Because now I can say, hey, it's okay. The power for me to be healthy is not whether I eat the muffin or not. The power for us to be healed is not whether we go to the doctor or don't go to the doctor. Or if we do this, don't do that. Don't do it this way, whatever way. Whatever way. Fine. Whatever way. Fine. If you believe you can stand on your head and spin 3 circles to be healed, get after it. What are you waiting on? If you believe you could go get help medically and physically, fine. Let's quit comparing. If that's what you believe in it. Don't go down that road and be in turmoil to where nothing's working. Let's just have peace. Let's just say, okay, it's okay. I mean, God doesn't care. God doesn't care. Use whatever avenue you want to use, whatever options you want to use, come on, how many times? You see it over and over and over in the Gospels, right? So-and-so said, well, if I go down there and touch his garment, I'll be made well. Well, if you just come to the house, lay hands on my daughter, she'll be made well. Oh, you don't even have to come to the house. Just say the word from here, be made well. Jesus say, okay, I don't care how. You pick. All I'm saying is, pick and then be okay with it. Don't be in turmoil. Don't be comparing. Don't let the conflict be producing in our heart, and the thoughts that we're having is, oh, I feel guilty about doing this way. No more. As of this morning, no more guilt, no more regret, no more comparing. Everybody just say, self. Come on, self. I'm talking to you, self. It's okay. Here's the will of God, that we'd be well. Whatever avenue that we need to take to get to that place, fine. He doesn't care. It's okay. Because what you believe, what information we've received throughout our whole lives has some voice in the way that we believe. Come on, you got it? Let me say it again. The information, the videos that we've watched have had some voice and some input on the way that we believe. I'm saying you believe the way you believe, and it's okay to believe that way. Let's just be true to it. Let's just agree with it. You got it? Let's let ourselves off the hook. Everybody just take a big, deep breath. However I got to get it is how I'm going to get it. The final destination is healed. Regardless of what avenue we take, it's okay. Take whatever you feel like you got to take. Take it. It's okay. Be all right with it. You got it?
Please follow and share this message. And for more information, visit srcowboychurch.com.